When I just started NCEL, I saw the things that I would encounter at school as to be challenges. But at NCEL, they're saying to you, if you're going to be a change agent, you cannot see it as a challenge, but you have to see it as an opportunity. From day one, I realized that it was indeed a game changer as to the approach that NCEL took in executing the material. It was very experiential, and I'm that kind of a learner. So I really gravitated towards it. There was a lot of collaboration, and you get to network with so many persons. So it was really a good gelling. There was synergy in the group. You learn to understand persons because they're all strong personalities. So it's somehow prepared you for the real workplace, what you would encounter. I remember the first class I had, the first course, it was about reflection. And I have taken that lesson and it has transformed how I do everything I do, because if we don't reflect, then we cannot really move forward with any view to improve. We have to reflect. Finishing the course is one thing, but the impact would have started from I started doing the course, because you had to do work from school, so you had to be working with teachers just the same. So the impact was a process. Now I think I'm wiser as it relates to the analysis of data. I think I used to just jump and take the data and run with it, but now I'm pooling. Talk about the triangulation of data, I now understand how to really incorporate that. So I think now I'm data wiser, and I understand my role now in terms of what my function is. I have to effect change. The field intervention concerns induction of teachers. It is dubbed Teachers Supporting Teachers. It is not something new, because it would have been something that the Jamaica Teaching Council has been encouraging for years. Even the Ministry of Education has been wanting us to do it, but I kind of put a different spin to it because times are changing. We looked at the results from the NEI report, which would have stated that we needed to give more support to teachers in terms of the teaching and learning. When I looked into the school improvement plan, we had already decided that, look, we have to do some more mentoring, more monitoring, and more motivating of the teachers. And so it kind of fit nicely. So although you're doing your professional development with the other members of staff, the new teachers coming in, their needs vary. They're coming from Teachers College, some are coming from other schools, some would have been at home not teaching for years, and you employ them. When they come with a lot of baggages, right? Good practices, bad practices. We want to really perpetuate the good practices. And so it is a learning situation where it's not that the teacher guides that I have are just inputting, but there's a sharing. So while that is happening, you're building camaraderie among the staff, and you find that in years to come, you'll be changing the culture. When I spoke with the principal, because luckily he is also a part of NCEL, so he understood the vision and he was able to communicate the vision to the senior members of staff. So there was buy-in, we both spoke to them about it. They got the idea, and then he was able now to run with that with the new members of staff, right? So he started the culturing of the teachers. From an organizational point of view, in terms of leadership, you would have looked at the data and your resources. So the human resource came in and the data was there, because schools are filled with data. So we gelled the data, which informed what the principal decided to do from the organizational leadership. And then of course, if you're changing culture, you're talking about the community. That was critical to what we were doing, because it's the change to a culture of achievement. The instructional leadership aspect of it has to do with how we dealt with the pedagogical skills of the teacher, and you can't do any training with teachers without including the pedagogy. When I met with the new teachers, they were in for it. So out of 11 teachers, 9 came to what we would have had as sessions, and so we got together, the committee was formulated, persons were given their responsibilities. We established an accountability framework. So, things were in place, they were structured. We had that, so that was our action plan then. And then there was a reporting mechanism. So the program went well in terms of the training. COVID came, kind of put a halt to things. But what we realized was that the impact of it, based on the teachers' comments, it was commendable. And the senior teachers would have said that they saw a difference in how the teachers were approaching their work. So what we did was, we said, okay, the principal gave his stamp of approval and said, this is definitely something I want. So now for sustainability, we're now developing the policy to be passed on to the board for ratification. Now, since COVID, what do? The teachers, we're not seeing them. We don't even know the new teachers. So we developed a site in the Google Workspace that teachers can go to get information. And we see that as an opportunity to really impact change yet again. So COVID was a challenge for us initially, but you turn it into an opportunity for change.